Hey everybody, what's up? Thought I'd jump on here and do a quick couple mock drafts here. We're going to focus these mock drafts on zero RB strategy as well as a zero wide receiver strategy. If you don't know what that is, zero RB is you don't take an RB for the first 5 rounds. You focus more on your receivers and maybe the top few tight ends and quarterbacks with your first 5 picks. And then after that, load up on those mid-round running backs and try to build a team based on that. Zero wide receiver is the exact opposite. You're going with running backs early, wide receivers later in the draft. It's going to be kind of a 3-part series. I'll do one tonight from the first pick, and then we'll focus on a mid-round pick and a late pick to see where this strategy works the best. I don't recommend the strategy. I feel like you're losing too much value in those mid rounds or the early rounds when you're not picking at least one of the high tier running backs or high tier wide receivers. So, but we'll get started. I'll go ahead and share my screen here and pull up Sleeper. Yeah, we're going to start with the first pick. And we'll get started with, we'll go first draft. We'll do a quick one with a zero RB strategy. So we'll start out with wide receivers. So I'll start out here and we'll take CeeDee Lamb with our first pick. Obviously, to me, best wide receiver on the board. And we'll see what comes back around to me. I don't typically like the zero wide receiver with this first pick because CMC should be the first pick off the board easily. So I probably wouldn't recommend this strategy right off the go if you have the first pick. We'll see what falls to us. Already, I'm looking at either taking a tight end, Laporta or Kelsey, or I'm looking at Mike Evans, Diggs, Deebo Samuel. But you're going to reach in this strategy as well. So I'm probably going to stick with the wide receivers here because I feel like I like the tight end quarterbacks at the 4-5 turn. So I'm going to go with Mike Evans and Jalen Waddle. It's quite a bit of a reach, almost a full round on Jalen Waddle, but I like him this year. And if I have him as my wide receiver 3, I'm real happy with that. So we'll see what rolls back around to us. I may go quarterback tight end with this next pick, but we'll see what wide receivers are sitting there at the 4-5 turn. But I am taking a tight end or a quarterback with this next pick. So Zay Flowers, Tank Dell, T. Higgins, George Pickens. Like Pickens, I like Cooper. Like I said, I am taking a tight end or a quarterback for sure. I like Dalton Kincaid. Big Anthony Richardson fan, but I'm pretty happy with these 3 wide receivers. So I think I'm gonna take the quarterback tight end here. I'm gonna go Dalton Kincaid and Anthony Richardson. I like those two. They're for Kincaid going off as the tight end 5. I am completely happy with taking him there. I think he's got the potential to be tight end 1 because he's going to be the focal point in that passing game for Buffalo this year. And Anthony Richardson, his upside is so high. It's just hard to pass him up there. So we roll back around, and here's where we start taking our running backs. Past the 5th round. I've said it before. If I pass on running backs long enough, I'm willing to take Najee Harris. I feel like he has that upside to be an RB1 this year. In that Arthur Smith offense, they're going to run the ball a lot. And I feel like he's going to be more focused on around the goal line. Not a fan. I like Zamir White. I just worry about that offense this year. I'd take him here, but I'd rather go reach on Raheem Mostert a little bit because I just feel like he has the more of the upside in that offense this year with the location he's going in the draft. So we'll see where it rolls back around to us at here. Probably still focusing on running backs, obviously, because I'm trying to find that gem Jalen Warren fell to me, but I'm not taking him with Harris. Brian Robinson's there. Tajay Spears and Gus Edwards. Out of everyone that's left sitting here, I like them the best. Let's see. Yeah, I really don't like the wide receivers. Two of the wide receivers I would like in this range went right before me, and Christian Watson and Jackson Smith and Jigba. So I'm going to reach. I'm going to go Tajay Spears and Gus Edwards and reach for the upside with those two running backs. And hope I hit on one of those four running backs as being running back one or RB1. If I don't, then I'm in trouble. And that's where you're taking a chance with this strategy. Because if you don't hit on one of these four running backs, one or two of these four running backs, you're going to be hurting. It's going to be a struggle for the year. So we'll see. Tyler Lockett. I like Ford, so I'd probably take him. Yeah, all these receivers are just going right before where I would normally take them. I would have liked Curtis Samuel here. I like him in that offense as well, but I do have Kincaid already. So I'm going to take Ford. Still stack up on those running backs. Yeah, I mean, it's just the running backs are falling. I'd rather take a chance on them than these receivers. I like Xavier Legette. I feel like there's an upside for him in that offense. He's a Dave Canales pick. Dave Canales, obviously, he's been turning quarterbacks into superstars. Geno Smith and Baker Mayfield. And now Bryce Young. I'm not sure you can turn Bryce Young into a superstar, but I meant it should be a step up from where he played last year. And with Xavier Legette being that receiver that Canales got to pick his first year in Carolina, it could be a focal point on him. So I'm going to take Legette here. I like the upside in the rookie wide receiver. I like Charbonnet there. I don't know how two running backs will survive in that Seattle offense this year, because I feel like they're going to be a little more pass heavy. And I like Kenneth Walker more. I can already tell you who one player I'm probably taking here. He should still be here. Yeah, he didn't go. Where's he at? There he is. Dontavian Wicks. I'm taking him. I like the upside of that receiver in Green Bay with as late as he's going. There's been a lot of hype around him this offseason. Need to take another running back here. Let's see. Let's just go to the running backs, take a look. I like Ty Chandler. I like Julian McLaughlin. I'm going to play the ADP game here. I'm going to take Ty Chandler and hope McLaughlin falls back to me on the other end and see if I can get both of them. If I knew I wasn't going to get both, I probably would have taken McLaughlin there, and he didn't fall. But I do have another one that I'll probably take a chance on. I'm looking at Tyrone Tracy. Oh, yep. I'll take Tyrone Tracy with this last pick. Singletary's not a workhorse for the most part. I see Tyrone Tracy getting a chance in this offense, so I'm going to take a chance on him with the last pick. So that's the zero running back strategy. I ended with Anthony Richardson, Najee Harris, Raheem Mostert, CeeDee Lamb, Mike Evans, Dalton Kincaid, Jalen Waddle, Tajay Spears, Gus Edwards. And then for my 5 bench players, I had Jerome Ford, Xavier Legette, Dontavian Wicks, Ty Chandler, and Tyrone Tracy. I would take this team. I'd still rather have my more balanced attack. I just think the percentages are a lot higher in that type of draft where you balance your team a little more. I'm not a fan of these zero strategies, but I figured we'd play them out and see where the teams turned out. I'm not terribly upset with this team. I would probably take it, but we'll go on. We'll reset this, and we will run one with a zero wide receiver strategy from the one spot, and we'll see which team is liked better by the crowd here. So we're going to start this draft, and we're going to take the perceived number one in every draft this year. We should be Christian McCaffrey. See which running backs fall back around. I think I'm going to end up with probably Derrick Henry, maybe Tyler, or maybe Travis Etienne. I hope Etienne falls. I like him. Hopefully Etienne and Derrick. And there it is. Derrick Henry's taken before me. But I will take Etienne here. Like the upside of that. Josh Jacobs. Pacheco, that's a bit of a reach. I'd be reaching on him like I did Waddle. I may take Laporta here. I like Jacobs. Yeah, I'm going to go Laporta here and see which running backs fall to me. Change up the strategy a little bit. I like the value of Kincaid where he's going, and I would almost be guaranteed to get him and Anthony Richardson on the turn here. But I'm curious to see which backs fall to me here, and they're just going off the board like crazy. Kenneth Walker. I'm probably going Kenneth Walker here. Yeah, we're going to go Kenneth Walker. I like him in that Seattle offense. I feel like he's going to get quite a bit of the work there. And then Anthony Richardson. I'm going to pick him every time in the 5th round, especially with this strategy. I feel like the upside's too much there. There goes Kincaid. Curious to see how this team turns out with taking Laporta. I don't think I've taken Laporta in a mock draft yet this year. Here's where we start dumping receivers in. So bad. I'm going to go Chris Godwin. They're going to be playing him a lot more in the slot this year, which I think he can succeed in that role quite a bit. And then we'll grab Rashee Rice in the hopes that the proceedings aren't played out until next year, similar to what Alvin Kamara went through. And then the suspension is next year, because I think Rice will be the number one receiver on that team if he plays all season. We'll see who falls back around to us here. Okay, JSN for sure. Taking him there. And then here are my 2 receivers here, JSN and CMC or Christian Watson. Just for the upside, because if Watson can keep his hamstrings together, he could be a pretty big threat down the field for Jordan Love this year. It's also going to kind of adjust my pick towards the end, because I like grabbing Dotavian Wicks late in drafts, but I don't really like grabbing 2 from the same team. And Curtis Samuel right off the bat, I can tell you I'm grabbing him, especially since I didn't grab Kincaid. I want a piece of that offense because Josh Allen's going to support somebody as a higher end player this year. So I want a chance at that higher end player. I'm going to take Jerome Ford here. Try to add on to that running back room, because you don't know what you're going to get from Nick Chubb or when he's going to take the field. It was a pretty gruesome injury from last year. He's looked good so far. Obviously, they've shown him doing the squats, but you still worry about his cutting ability right now on that knee. All right, rolls back around, and I do not like what I'm looking at. let's go. We can play the upside of Jalen Wright and hope. I mean, you got two backs in front of him and Raheem Mostert and Devon Achane that seem to get injured quite a bit, so Jalen Wright might get a little play. If one of them goes down for the season, he's for sure going to get some play. So, yeah, we'll go with the upside of Jalen Wright. And these receivers here are gross. I'm going to take Joshua Palmer here. You just hope you're getting the right piece of that LA receiving attack. Because you still have Justin Herbert throwing him the ball, so you want that opportunity at one of those players. I like Jalen Polk coming back around if he falls to me. Perceived number one in New England, even though that's not saying much, but it is a new coaching staff. Bill Belichick has always spread the ball around quite a bit. We don't know what this new coaching staff's going to bring, so I'll take the chance on the upside of Jalen Polk. Ooh, Jermaine Burton's in there. No, I'm going to take Jalen Polk. Yeah. So that's how my zero wide receiver draft plays out. I like this a little better than what I did the zero running back because I feel like it's going to end up being opposite. I feel like the zero running back is going to play out better at the end of the round. So team ended up being Anthony Richardson, Christian McCaffrey, Travis Etienne, Chris Godwin, Rashee Rice, Sam Laporta, Kenneth Walker, JSN, Christian Watson, and the bench, Curtis Samuel, Jerome Ford, Jalen Wright, Joshua Palmer, and Jalen Polk. Just wanted to jump on here, give you guys a perspective of both in the first round. In the next day or so, I'll do one in the middle, and we'll do one at the end. So if you enjoyed this content, click that subscribe button on the bottom corner and shoot us a comment. Let us know how you enjoy our content. And we will catch you guys later.